A car out of one. I pray this devil die and get every evil thing the Lord got to give. And listen, I know you look at us in the state we in right now. Come YAHANNA. Come YAHANNA. I know you look at us in the state we in right now. Black people on drugs and we suffering and dying. And I know it seems like you can do whatever you want to this people. I know it seems like this, but the time for glorifying yourself is soon at an end.
The first question was, according to Hebrew Israelites, which we still need to hear Nazi's rendition as well, it's very important. According to Hebrew Israelites, where does the human species begin, or where was it created? All right, and we got Jerusalem. We then wanted to know, where is that at? We found that according to the Israelites, that is not Africa. Fine. It's not Africa. Now the next question was, since you were held in captivity in a place that y'all identify as Africa, because I heard a lot of stuff about this is not the Africa and the white man make maps, but y'all say y'all don't like Africans and y'all talking about a specific people at a specific locale. So according to y'all, wherever y'all say Africa is, y'all have a gripe against Africans that enslaved you and that raped you, and according to Hebrew Israelites, you are who your father is. So if Africans enslaved you and Africans raped you, then you are who your father is, and by proxy or by default, you would have to be an African. So how could God be against you? Okay. So that question still never was answered.
Okay, man. Okay.
Are Hebrew Israelites Africans?
Right. Are black people today white people?
I'm listening.
I just cut it right there. That's good.
I'm listening.
Are black people today white people?
No, because they're not.
So that's the same answer with the Africans.
No.
Hold up. We're in a land that's not We're in a land that's not Israel. That's right. We got raped for 500 years. Tortured and beat and all that. But you can say that we're not white people. And that's how I can say we're not African.
How do you know Jerusalem is not
Recessive genes.
Let me deal with this first.
It's Israelite DNA.
That question that you asked, on the premises sound good. So I never say you're going in or whatever. You was pumped up. But when you get down to the heart of the matter, just like we ain't white people today, we wasn't Africans back then.
You're doing something wrong though.
What am I doing wrong?
You're turning your religion into a race.
I'm not
turning
my religion into a race. I'm asking you a question.
Your religion.
You said,
yes, brother.
if we was raped, and if Africans raped us, then you said genetically we are our fathers, and we would be Africans. But when I ask you if we white, you say we not white. You can't have it both ways. The same thing the Africans did to us. Stop. The same thing the Africans did to us is the same thing the white man did to us in slavery.
The book of Isaiah 19:25.
It goes that way.
God said the Egyptians are his people. God said the Egyptians are his people. Yeah. But I hear the Hebrews always getting on the Egyptians. See, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all can't have it both ways. In your own book, in the book of Isaiah,
you are Egyptians.
19:25, God said that the Egyptians are his people. How can y'all go against God? I want to hear you explain that, brother. How can you go against God?
We want to hear him. We want to hear this.
Now God said, who stands with the Lord? Egyptians is his people. Who stands with the Lord?
Well, when you read the book of Isaiah,
please don't cut the brother off, man.
No, we
read
want
that
to hear
book
this.
of Isaiah.
I was going to cut you off.
Isaiah was dealing with prophecy when he said the Egyptians are his people. Now, you'll hear some people that say, see, all people on this planet are the people of the Most High. You hear most people say it. But remember, before Isaiah, where was Israel? In captivity in Egypt, right? And you had Israelites that ruled in Egypt as pharaohs, as he spoke about Joseph, sleeping with Asenath, right? And having marrying, okay, and had lineage from that, and comes from the seed of man, right? So when you understand that, we said the Egyptians also his people because we was a selective people separating each other. So
Egypt is in Africa.
That's like we understand that.
So God's people are Africans.
What I'm giving you is this.
Let him finish.
Listen, again, when we speak, I'm just saying in general, it's an outside-inside conversation trying to understand. So a lot of times you may hear things that don't sound right to you from the outside, and I respect that. And vice versa. So again, that was a prophecy that was given to Isaiah, right? And when Isaiah was speaking about the people, you have to remember that Israel was in captivity under the Egyptians. And Israelites came from a lineage of line from Joseph all the way down through when they ruled as pharaohs. So when he said Egypt is my people, you have to understand, okay, the Most High speaking about that lineage that's coming through Joseph's line as Israel, or you can go with the dichotomy that people believe that, you know, Egyptians is people too, Chinese people is people too, Japanese. It's either way how you see it. But from my understanding perspective as an Israelite, I'm speaking from our line of people. You understand? Because when I'm out here in this world, I'm going to deal with our people here, period. And as far as that separation with the brothers and the Israelites, when you read the scriptures, that's what you got to read the scriptures. You had Pharisees, you had Sadducees, you had the Sanhedrin, right? You had the Essenes, you also had the Ebionites. It's not documented in 16 books. These were different sects that went against each other, but at the same time, they knew who to worship. You see what I'm saying? So when we see the Lord over here, or how you get down, that's how you get down. We more can affiliate with Isupk because that's how we get down. That's how we learn as Hebrews. But when it comes down, we form like Voltron. Yeah. When the thing came down, we was here. We was here to take your African heads off. You understand? And I mean, it's like that today. Chop, chop.
Hold up. How you going to do that? Was not a good answer. This is a powerful speaker, but he knows how to be very evasive and avoid those answers. Listen, man, talk about me. I'm going to skip you. You can skip on talking about me. I know. I've been skipping 10 times already. I got skipped. That was, can I get
that was Isaiah, yes. What was that, Isaiah 19?
That was Isaiah 19:25.
That's a beautiful scripture because he said he's going to gather Egypt out there, right? He said, Egypt, my people.
Right. He said that the Egyptians are his people. God said that.
He said the Assyrians was his people in that same verse. You know that, right?
Go ahead.
That's the word that's dead under it, yeah.
Right. Why is he saying the Egyptians and the Assyrians? Does anybody know? See, when you're dealing with brothers that actually know the scriptures, y'all grasp one scripture that says, Egypt, my people, okay, he loved the Egyptians. Y'all ain't even talking about the Assyrians when it's talking about the Assyrians too. The two major captivities that we was in was the Egyptian and the Assyrians. And the Assyrians is the ones that carried away the northern tribe, which is the northern tribe, ended up in America. That's why it's saying Egypt and Assyria. Precept, I'll read it.
Isaiah 27:13. And it shall come to pass in that day that the great trumpet shall be blown, and they shall come which were ready to perish in the land of Assyria.
In the land of what?
Assyria.
That's why it's saying Assyria, my people, because we in that land. Read.
And the outcast in the land of Egypt.
Where?
In the land of Egypt.
So when it's saying Egypt, my people, it's talking about us being in that land. Not that he loves the Egyptians. Isaiah 40:17 say all the nations are at a drop of a bucket to him. So if he loved them, he wouldn't say in one breath, Egypt is my people, and then another breath, they like a drop of a bucket.
And that's more than one person writing.
It's not more than, it ain't got nothing more than one person writing. It got nothing to do with it. Once again, if you don't understand this book, if you're not in this book and you're not studying it, or if you don't believe in it, you can grasp a scripture, but you're never going to understand it, ever. The only way you're going to understand it is if you come and be learned from men that have studied it, men that know the Bible. And y'all just don't know it. So when y'all grab the scripture, you just
keep the mic in his hand.
Where the soldiers at? Where the black men to get together by the thousands and say, enough is enough. We ain't gonna be killing each other no more. Where you at?
Where you at?
But the minute they say no justice, no peace, and them slimy, money-grubbing bastards come marching down Washington Avenue, here you Negroes coming like you gonna do something to the white man, because he done killed a black man. Shame on you, man. Shame on you. I'm not saying Trayvon Martin didn't deserve to receive some justice. I'm not saying that. But you a hypocrite to be mad at the white man for killing a black man, and you ain't mad at no black man for the 7,000 murders of black men that go on in America every damn year.
That's right. That's right.
Don't be mad at that.
When?
I call out a woman. I pray this devil die and get every evil thing the Lord got to give. And listen, I know you look at us in the state we in right now. Come YAHANNA. Come YAHANNA. I know you look at us in the state we in right now. Black people on drugs, and we suffering and dying. And I know it seems like you can do whatever you want to this people. I know it seems like this, but the time for glorifying yourself is soon at an end.
The first question was, according to Hebrew Israelites, which we still need to hear Nazi's rendition as well. It's very important. According to Hebrew Israelites, where does the human species begin, or where was it created? All right, and we got Jerusalem. We then wanted to know, where is that at? We found that according to the Israelites, that is not Africa. Fine. It's not Africa. Now the next question was,
God said, who stands with the Lord? Egyptians is his people. Who stands with the Lord?
Well, when you read the book of Isaiah,
Please don't cut the brother off, man.
no, we
read
want to
that
hear
book
this.
of Isaiah.
I was gonna cut you off.
Isaiah was dealing with prophecy when he said the Egyptians are his people. Now you'll hear some people that say, see, all people on this planet are the people of the Most High. You hear most people say it. But remember, before Isaiah, where was Israel? In captivity in Egypt, right? And you had Israelites that ruled in Egypt as pharaohs, as he spoke about Joseph, sleeping with Asenath, right? And having marrying, okay, and had lineage from that, and comes from the seed of man, right? So when you understand that, we said the Egyptians also was people because we was a selective people, separating each other. So
Egypt is in Africa.
That's like we understand that.
So God's people are Africans.
What I'm giving you is this.
Let him finish.
Listen, again, when we speak, I'm just saying in general, it's an outside-inside conversation trying to understand. So a lot of times you may hear things that don't sound right to you from the outside, and I respect that, and vice versa. So again, that was a prophecy that was given to Isaiah, right? And when Isaiah was speaking about the people, you have to remember that Israel was in captivity under the Egyptians. And Israelites came from a lineage of line from Joseph all the way down through when they ruled as pharaohs. So when he said Egypt is my people,
Since you were held in captivity in a place that y'all identify as Africa, because I heard a lot of stuff about this is not the Africa, and the white man make maps, but y'all say y'all don't like Africans, and y'all talking about a specific people at a specific locale. So, according to y'all, wherever y'all say Africa is, y'all have a gripe against Africans that enslaved you and that raped you, and according to Hebrew Israelites, you are who your father is. So if Africans enslaved you and Africans raped you, then you are who your father is, and by proxy or by default, you would have to be an African. So how could God be against you?
Okay.
So that question still never was answered.
Okay, man. Okay.
Are Hebrew Israelites Africans?
Right. Black people today, white people.
I'm listening.
I just cut it right there. That's good.
I'm listening.
Are black people today white people?
No, because they're not.
So that's the same answer with the Africans. We don't want to hold up. We're in a land that's not We're in a land that's not Israel. That's right. We got raped for 500 years. Tortured and beat and all that. But you can say that we're not white people. And that's how I can say we're not African.
Now you talk about Jerusalem is not
Excessive genes.
you have to understand, okay, the Most High speaking about that lineage that's coming through Joseph's line as Israel, or you can go with the dichotomy that people believe that, you know, Egyptians is people too, Chinese people is people too, Japanese. It's either way how you see it. But from my understanding perspective as an Israelite, I'm speaking from our line of people. You understand? Because when I'm out here in this world, I'm going to deal with our people here, period. And as far as that separation with the brothers and the Israelites, when you read the scriptures, that's what you got to read the scriptures. You had Pharisees, you had Sadducees, you had the Sanhedrin, right? You had the Essenes, you also had the Ebionites. It's not documented in 16 books. These were different sects that went against each other, but at the same time, they knew who to worship. You see what I'm saying? So when we see the Lord over here, or how you get down, that's how you get down. We more can affiliate with Isupk because that's how we get down. That's how we learn as Hebrews. But when it come down, we form like Voltron. Yeah. When the thing came down, we was here. We was here to take your African heads off. You understand? And I mean, it's like that today too. Chop, chop.
Hold up. How you going to do that? Was not a good answer. This is a powerful speaker, but he knows how to be very evasive and avoid those answers.
Listen, man, talk about me. I'm gonna skip you. You can skip.
One time, let me deal with this first.
Israelite DNA.
That question that you asked, on the premises sound good. So I never say you're going to do whatever you pumped up. But when you get down to the heart of the matter, just like we ain't white people today, we wasn't Africans back then.
You're doing something wrong, though.
What am I doing wrong?
You're turning your religion into a race.
I'm not
and this is what the
turning my
pale
religion into a race.
does.
I'm asking you a question.
Your religion.
You said,
Yes, bro.
if we was raped, and if Africans raped us, then you said genetically we would be our fathers and we would be Africans. But when I ask you if we white, you say we not white. You can't have it both ways. It's the same thing the Africans did to us. Stop. The same thing the Africans did to us is the same thing the white man did to us in slavery. In slavery,
The
right?
book of Isaiah 19:25.
It goes that way.
God said the Egyptians are his people. God said the Egyptians are his people. But I hear the Hebrews always getting on the Egyptians. See, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all can't have it both ways. In your own book, in the book of Isaiah,
You are Egyptian.
19:25, God said that the Egyptians are his people. How can y'all go against God? I want to hear you explain that, brother. How can you go against God?
We want to hear him. We want to hear